Oh, hey guys. How is everyone doing? Oh, there he is. The angry vet is already in that chat. Good to know. So, I have a video to show you. It's rather long. With that being said, Tyrants Beware is currently live and has an update. Let me remember what is on Matthew Reardon, if you guys recall who that is. What is his name? Lafayette something or another. That's the guy who wanted to drive while I believe on probation to a different state. Get pulled over for drunk driving after I think he was on probation for threatening or stalking a mayor or something along those lines. But apparently there's an update on him. Let's give that a quick downvote before I move on to the actual video. This video comes to us from Bama Mike. This is a sovereign citizen. Oh, God, how to explain this sovereign citizen? Sovereign citizen who decided to be a drug runner, and Bama Mike not only has the traffic stop, but the court case. Oh, I also saw some Ed. Let me see. Is that gonna... There we go. Finally got that off my screen. K-Baby is doing well. He's not walking, but I think he did roll over on accident yesterday, which is pretty great. That could have been a mistake. Here, let me bring this up, and then I'll take this drink of peach tea with adult beverage in it, and we'll get this shit going. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into today. And here we go.
Hello, officers. The reason I stopped you is you guys are all over the road. Okay, you're driving over the median. When I stopped you, you ran over the curb.
I wasn't trying to run over the curb or nothing, that, sir. I got a treaty in with the United States. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Let me see if we can turn on subtitles. Because if you guys didn't just hear it, he says he's got a treaty with the United States, which isn't true.
Today, I just let you know I got a pull up right here coming out. What's my call that I'm on the phone with? Hey, could you call the sheriff department? I need the sheriff department here.
Why?
For the duty of the state, because, you know what I'm saying, I got a treaty here.
Do me a favor, turn your car off.
Yeah. Can I get the sheriff department on the scene?
No, because this is not their jurisdiction, this is my jurisdiction.
Yeah, I know, but I want to call the sheriff. Call 911, bro. Call the sheriff.
So right off the bat, he's telling his passenger, hey, can you please misuse the emergency service line, which should be another charge.
I need Tommy Ford here.
Okay, turn the car off.
No contact with the state.
Okay. I also smell marijuana in the car.
Yeah, I smoke hemp and all that. I don't got no contract with the state.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want a contract.
Right.
If you want to call the supervisor what's in the best interest of
No,
corporation.
we're not doing that right now.
You not going to call your supervisor?
I don't need to right now.
Yes, I need a supervisor on the scene, sir. I got my family on the phone and all. I want to just talk to the sheriff department, and that's all I'm trying to talk to Tommy Ford. We got a 911 so we could call to get the sheriff on the scene to make sure this go right according to the Constitution. Because I have a treaty,
Right.
And this hostility towards the treaty.
No, that's not how it's going.
That is what it is. Hey,
No.
Can I get a sheriff on the line to the scene here? Is
2022, family, be advised, he's calling 911.
Where are you?
I'm right here on the scene with a black and white police officer, and I just want a sheriff here on the scene. I have
I don't know where you are. Where are you?
I'm off of Beach Drive. And
I need an address.
Right now, sir, can you tell me the address here?
You're on Beach and Fairland.
Beach and Fairland. Can I get a sheriff's here?
Beach and Fairland?
Yeah, I just want to get a sheriff. Yeah, on the
Do
scene.
you have your driver's license on you?
I don't have a contract with the state.
All right, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? I don't identify myself and nothing. I just.
All right, you don't want to identify yourself?
I want to identify
Do me a
myself.
favor, step out of the vehicle.
This is what I'm telling you,
All right.
sir. I don't mind identifying myself, but I'm telling you this is what I'm saying is that I don't have no contract with the state.
That's fine. I only see your driver's license.
There you go. What's that?
God, let me bring this up this way so I can talk for a second. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't contract with the state. We have a treaty. I don't think they make treaties with random dipshits on the side of the road. Pretty sure that's not a thing. So to say he specifically has a treaty, I think he said of non-aggression. I would say intentionally not keeping inside the lines, that'd be an aggressive thing. So he voided the treaty. And we all know that you need a driver's license to drive. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just ridiculous to even say. It's like the whole flat earth thing. Like, it's everything says this, but because you want to be difficult, you say this. That's what it is. He should have used his Attorney Shield app. You ain't wrong.
You're on a traffic stop with a city and police officer?
Yeah, and I'm asking for a supervisor, and he says he's not going to get one.
Okay.
And I asked for a sheriff. So can I get a sheriff or something to come make sure that everything go right according to my constitutional right, and that I have a treaty in with the state? My name is Josiah Beecham. I have a treaty in with the United States.
He's slurring his words.
Josiah, where's your driver's license?
I'm a traveler, sir. I don't.
Okay, go ahead and step out of the vehicle.
I don't have anybody available, but we'll get somebody.
Sir, I don't want to contract and step out of the vehicle. I want to respect my rights, ma'am. He's trying to get me to contract and step out of the vehicle. I want to just get a SovCit. Hey, so
step out of the vehicle.
Because, sir, I don't want to. Hey, under duress, I will. Hey,
step out of the vehicle.
Under duress, I will follow your orders. You hear me?
Let's go.
Under duress,
get out of the vehicle, Josiah.
I do not want to contract.
Josiah, get out of the vehicle.
Under duress, I will follow your orders. Do you hear me?
Get out of the vehicle.
Under duress.
Let's go.
Under duress.
Get out of the vehicle.
Under duress, I'm following your orders, sir. I'm following your orders. Under duress.
So yeah, you read it at the bottom. The officer's body cam shut off during the struggle. He's actually, again, I'll show you guys. That's, nonsense, and then court with a judge who we know exactly who the judge is. So during the trial, the officer actually says, during the struggle, his elbow got my chest, which turned off the body cam, which is absolutely terrific.
The car. I pull him out because he pretty much was saying that he's not going to cooperate. He's not a driver. He's a traveler. And at that point, I was okay. We're done. I don't know what these are.
There's more weed in there. So go ahead. I wouldn't even say that. I don't even know. My brothers and he don't. I work at top school every day. Sergeant, okay?
Yep.
Can I speak with him?
Yep. Right now, he's helping me look at all the stuff that's in your car.
All right. What did he say?
What's up?
What did he say?
He just wants to talk to my sergeant. Is it real?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a bunch of bags.
Greg, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You could tell how the officer was breathing. The last thing you want to do at 4 o'clock in the morning, I think I've told everybody where I worked, shift change was at 7. So now this guy is arresting a guy for a bunch of felonies, has a bunch of drugs to deal with, has a firearm to deal with. He leaves in 2.5 hours, and he's going to have to write an entire report. A use of force report. He's going to have to inventory everything. He's going to have to get his statement. He's going to have to get, if there was another officer on scene, he's going to have to wait for his report to get done. No officer goes out of their way to hem people up, but it just happens he's not trying to deal with this shit, and it just got thrust upon him.
Let me see. I'm running.
I got it.
Well,
Yeah. He's on inmate release for distro.
Huh.
So,
well, there's a few bags for you.
this was in his pocket.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you just got released, you shouldn't have guns or drugs in your car at 4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, weapons. We have a Moorish sovereign citizen traffic stop and court case where he decided he was going to be some sort of drug runner nonsense.
2022 Pamela.
Hey, sir, I don't want you to commit this fraud on me. I don't want to have a project for that.
23 real quick. Hey, are you going to provide a sample of your urine? Yeah, you. Do you not want to provide a sample of your urine? Alright, so you don't want to provide a sample of your urine?
No, sir, I'm not.
Alright, I got to read you something.
I heard you came over here and using the wrist. Hostility between the treaty that arrested me without even reading the arrest letter for an unarrestable offense.
Hold on, I got to read you something.
Statute.
Okay.
You committing fraud, sir, and that's going to hit you in your personal capacity.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sir, so you're going to commit this fraud. It's cool. That's what you want to do. I said under arrest, I'm cooperating. I do not want to contract with you or your cooperation.
There is no contracts. Right now, you're under arrest.
Yeah, I understand that. I see you. I'm detained and cuffed. I know.
No, you're not just detained. You're actually under arrest.
I understand. I see. And without ever being read my rights or anything.
I don't have any questions for you other than this implied consent for I'm going to read you.
Yeah, it's the fact of the matter that you acting hostility towards the treaty for no reason.
Okay, I am now requesting you submit to a lawful test of your urine for the purpose of determining the presence of chemical or controlled substances. Will you take the test?
What are you talking about right now? I don't
Will you provide a sample of your urine?
Putting the gun in the back.
Okay. Alright, if you refuse to take the test I requested of you, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year for first refusal, or 18 months if your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you've been previously fined under statute 327.35215 for refusing to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood. Additionally, if you refuse to take the test I have requested of you and your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you have been previously fined under statute 327.35215 for a refusal to submit to lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood, you'll be committing a misdemeanor in addition to any other penalties which can be imposed by law. Refusal to submit to the test I've requested is admissible into evidence in any criminal proceeding. Do you understand what I just read to you?
You are committing fraud, sir.
Okay, do you still refuse to take the test?
I'm under the assumption you are committing fraud.
Okay.
Can I get your name, sir?
It's going to be on the paperwork.
But why won't you tell me so I can just get it?
Because you have nothing to write my name on.
But I mean, I would have remembered it was going to be on your body cam when I was
Alright, yep.
there.
Okay.
Can you say it?
Officer Ziff.
Cooperate under the risk. I ain't want to cooperate a contract with your agency. I know what's going on.
I know. You told me you had a treaty with the
Yeah,
United
I
States.
understand, sir. It's all good.
We're gonna move you to another car, and then I'll let you talk to your wife real quick through the window, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, slide on out for us. We're just gonna make sure you ain't got nothing else on you. All right? You don't have anything on you we don't know about, right? Anything's gonna hurt us.
So I'm just going to come out and say this right now. If you're not going to work or coming home from work, why are you out at 4 o'clock in the morning? This is kind of like along the lines of the Carolina Fort Worth harassing a private tow company on private property. It was 3:30 in the morning and you're 60 years old. What are you doing? Like, What are you doing?
Any drugs or any contraband or anything like that?
Oh, man, I got this off of God's green earth, man. That's it.
Okay.
Every man, I got love in my heart, man. I don't commit crimes.
Okay.
Same thing y'all do, I'm about protecting and serving all the people from the criminals of the world.
Gotcha.
That's it. But these insurance policies, these fraudulent false insurance policies, and officers snatching people out of their car, violating their rights.
I just realized he's wearing a Michael Kors shirt. So he's fancy, but doesn't want to have a driver's license.
Rights who ain't committed no crimes or injured or hurt nobody or nothing. I ain't did nothing to nobody under God. You know what I mean?
All right, come on over here.
I know what's going on. I believe in the same thing y'all believe in. I mean, there ain't no criminal, man. Yes, sir. That's all under arrest in the corporation, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. I was just trying to straighten up my pants.
So are you transporting him then?
Yeah, I'm taking him to jail.
Okay.
Put in your
All right.
gloves.
He had all
the drugs.
All the drugs. Yeah.
Okay, let me roll down my window.
Go ahead and get out of here, sir. Yeah.
I'll send you the paper until you're done.
We're on the record. State of Florida versus Josiah Marquez Beecham, case number 23 CF 4175. Mr. Beecham is present, dressed in his jail clothes. Assistant State Attorney Frank Sloan is present. You're set for a trial today. Mr. Sloan, whenever you're ready. Thank you, Doctor. Make call your first witness. I'm sorry, take your oath in a second. Thank you.
On November 11th, 2023, this defendant, Josiah Beecham, was found by Officer Richard Ziff in the Panama City Police Department to be in possession of a trafficking amount of methamphetamine as well as a quantity of cocaine. You're going to hear from Officer Richard Ziff today. He's going to tell you that on November 11th, 2023, the defendant was driving along Beach Drive, not far from here, when the officer conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle that the defendant was driving. He made contact with the defendant, and during the course of this traffic stop, ultimately ended up searching the car. When he searched the car, he also searched Mr. Beecham's person, and he's going to tell you what he found. He's going to tell you that in the back seat, just behind the driver's seat, within reach of the driver, was Mr. Beecham. He found a couple containers. In one container, there were several white powdery substances in baggies. In another container, there was another similar powder in baggies. And there were these pill-like substances that were ultimately sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and determined to be methamphetamine. What you're going to hear is that the one substance in one of those containers was sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, tested positive for cocaine. And you're going to hear from the analyst today. His name is Sam Catalani. He's going to tell you about that. He's going to tell you that not only did he find that these substances were methamphetamine and cocaine, but the methamphetamine in this case actually weighed 15 grams, which is above the threshold for trafficking that we talked about on Monday, which was 14 grams. You're also going to hear from Officer Richard Ziff that the one container that held the multiple baggies of the white powder that was found with the cocaine and the methamphetamine, the officer, when he searched Mr. Beecham's person in his front right pocket, he found the exact same baggie, the exact same powder in that as well. Mr. Beecham told you Monday during jury selection when we talked about possession that there's a knowledge element. And he's correct, there is. In this particular case, the evidence that you will have that Mr. Beecham had knowledge of the substances in the back seat is because he had that exact same thing in his pocket as well. And you're going to hear that from Officer Ziff. This is not going to take all day. This is not a complex case. It's pretty simple. Those are the two witnesses I expect you to hear from today. And then after you hear all the evidence, the judge will give you the law. He'll read you the instructions and tell you what I have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt for you to find the defendant guilty. After you've heard all the evidence in this case, there won't be any reasonable doubt that the defendant's guilty of these charges. And at that time, I'm going to come back before you, and I'm going to ask you to find the defendant guilty as charged. Thank you.
Mr. Beecham.
Excuse my call, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't able to make bail. Couldn't afford it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury today, you merely heard the related allegations from the prosecutor. And as he said, it's not my duty to prove my innocence, but the state's duty to prove my guilt beyond a reasonable doubt by meeting every element of the case. And the elements of this case, like he said, is to have the knowledge and the dominion and control over the drugs. You'll hear allegations also as well from the police officer. As y'all heard Your Honor speak today, we're in the age of technology. And there's plenty of technology exists, such as body-worn cameras that the police have, that the police actually had on them. And the body-worn cameras, along with the actual evidence that was presented, does not prove me guilty of anything. It actually proved my innocence. The officer in this case, as the state already knows and admitted, did commit false statements.
Okay, yeah, see, I didn't see that before. Let me move me over here. So now I can't see it because everything's in the way. Dear Lord. All right, let's turn that off. A guilty plea or verdict for trafficking methamphetamine and cocaine would all but guarantee Mr. Beecham a life sentence as a habitual offender, and it seems to have scared the SovCit out of him. So you guys heard he played the whole sovereign citizen card in the car, and now there's no sovereign citizen in sight. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to keep watching this. I'm just so curious on what's going on the Tyrants Beware update. Oh, God. Well, you guys are going to be upset. You guys are going to be very upset. And it's kind of the problem with, I don't know. I don't want to come at juries sideways, but sometimes, obviously, juries make the wrong call. I don't know if it's they don't want to sentence someone to life, but sometimes juries are too lenient. I think this guy deserves to have an entire, great white shark thrown at him. Southern Comfort, your first live stream. What is up?
Objection, Your Honor. Sustain. You're going.
And well, yeah, the officer in this case is going to make allegations that can't be proved beyond a reasonable doubt. And a camera would easily prove anything to anybody and show what happened. But as far as an allegation, as well as a charging document and submitted evidence, would actually prove the allegations better. And so today you're going to see evidence probably presented from the state, and the witnesses will come in to testify. And I want to give you, I'll let you guys see a copy of or hear the testimony of the state and all the witnesses, but actual documented evidence that was documented into evidence. You'll see I actually had no drugs on me, as well as the video footage. There was no drugs on me, so the officer just, made that statement up. But out of multiple officers that were on the scene, but only one's coming. So that'll be all for today right now, and I thank you guys for coming over here today.
Mr. Sullivan, you may call your first witness.
SovCit calls Richard Ziff.
Someone swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. You should have a seat. Speak to the microphone, and Mr. Sullivan, you may inquire whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Officer Richard Ziff, Panama City PD,
How long have you worked for the Panama City Police Department?
2 years.
And where did you work previously to that?
Garfield County Sheriff's Office in Colorado and El Paso County Sheriff's Office in Colorado.
And how long were you a law enforcement officer in Colorado for?
It was all law enforcement from 2013 to 2022 in Colorado.
I want to take you to, well, before we get to that, what are your general duties with the Panama City Police Department? What do you do?
I patrol the city.
Yeah, Mark, don't ever let me get on a jury, and don't ever let me get on a jury with a sovereign citizen. Because I'll sit there for days, weeks, months. I don't give a shit.
Respond to calls for service. I'm drive around, be proactive, prevent crimes, deter crimes, make arrests, interact with the citizens of Panama City.
As part of your job duties, do you routinely do traffic stops and things of that nature?
I do.
We'll take you to November 11th of 2023. Did you conduct a traffic stop on that date?
I did.
Where was that traffic stop? Where was that located at?
It was going to ended up on Fairland Avenue and West Beach Drive.
And what was the basis for conducting that traffic stop?
When I turned on to West Beach Drive from Balboa, I witnessed a vehicle in front of me that was having a hard time maintaining its lane. Eventually, the vehicle started drifting over the traffic control device, which is the
Weapons. I don't think I would be allowed on a jury in general. I'm not exactly the type of person that they shoot for.
The center median solid lines. So at that point, I activated my overhead blue lights to initiate the traffic stop on the vehicle, with the vehicle coming to a stop on West Beach Drive and Fairland Avenue while it was, when it came to stop, it actually drove over the curb.
Median traffic control device, you're talking about the yellow lines?
Yes.
Ultimately, when you conducted the traffic stop, did you make contact with the driver?
I did.
Were you able to determine who the driver was?
It was Mr. Josiah Beecham.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you identify him?
He's to my right.
Let the record reflect that he said the witnesses identified the defendant.
The record shall reflect.
When you made contact with Mr. Beecham, did you do your standard license registration, all that kind of stuff?
I introduced myself as Officer Ziff, Panama City PD, told him the nature for his stop, which is because he was having a hard time maintaining his lane, and immediately told him as well that I detected the odor of marijuana coming from within the vehicle.
Okay, so I just want to break in real quick. Breaking news from Tyrants Beware's live stream here. I'm going to read it off my phone. So apparently the governor of Mississippi wrote a whole thing. I don't know if you guys can see it. Wrote a whole thing with his little stamp on there. Tate Reeves, apparently. Hereby appointed Sheriff Joey East, Lafayette County Sheriff's Department, to receive old boy from Texas because he's a fugitive from justice. And they wanted that fugitive to be conveyed to the state of Mississippi to be dealt with in accordance with the law, which I think is hilarious.
Ultimately, as a result of this traffic stop, did you end up searching the vehicle?
I did, because I developed probable cause to search it after I had plain smell of marijuana.
Did you also ultimately end up searching Mr. Beecham's person himself?
I did.
I want to talk a little bit about what you found. Those photographs accurately depict what you found when you searched the vehicle and Mr. Beecham's person.
Yes.
Were you running a body camera when all of this happened?
I was.
And was your body camera on at some point in time?
Yes.
At some point in time, did your body camera get turned off?
It did. When I pulled him out of the vehicle, his elbow hit my body cam and deactivated it.
When you pulled him out of the vehicle, and attempted to put him in handcuffs and detain him, correct?
Yes.
Was Mr. Beecham cooperative in that process, I guess?
No.
Did he struggle a little bit?
Yes.
And during that struggle, is that when your body camera got turned off?
Yes.
At some point in time, did you realize your body camera was on or it was off and turn it back on?
Yes. The moment I realized it was off, I immediately turned it back on and informed my supervisor that body cam got turned off.
And by the time that you had realized it and turned it back on, had you already begun searching?
Yes.
Had you already found the items that we've already talked about?
Yes.
So your body camera footage doesn't actually capture you searching the vehicle or searching Mr. Beecham?
Unfortunately, no.
Your Honor, I've got no further questions at this time.
Mr. Beecham.
Okay. So, made the traffic stop, and when you made this traffic stop and approached the vehicle, how many occupants was in the vehicle?
It was you and Mr. Wheeler.
2 occupants.
Yes.
Did I challenge you in any manner or ask for any, challenge the reason why you stopped?
You challenged me as far as why I stopped you, my authority to stop you, and you immediately wanted me to have Bay County Sheriff's Office arrive on scene because you did not want to speak with me. You also stated that I was violating the treaty between you and the state of Florida several times.
So I asked you to call the sheriffs, right?
Yes,
And then after you said this is not the sheriff's jurisdiction, then I also asked you to call your supervisor.
yes.
Okay.
Right off the bat, as soon as somebody says anything about a treaty, I'm immediately going to think they're guilty. Maybe it's just because I've been doing this for so long and I've just become numb to just dumb people trying to use dumb excuses. But the moment the officer or prosecutor said something about, you said you had a treaty between you and the state, I'd have just wrote guilty and called it a day. Like, Judge, we can stop here. He's guilty.
And calling backup is a safe concern for multiple individuals, and it's easier for more officers to contain and see more people, right?
Right.
All right. At a preliminary hearing, you testified as well.
Objection, Your Honor, proper impeachment.
Sustained.
I'm not talking about the false allegations, Your Honor.
I have to rephrase your question.
At the point when you removed me from the vehicle, did you have eyes on the passenger?
I lost eyes on him because I had to focus on you, and my officer safety involved me having to safely remove you from the vehicle.
The drugs were allegedly found in what type of?
A clear plastic baggie that was located in a backpack behind your seat.
Is that a brown bag?
No, they were in a clear, each of them were wrapped in clear plastic baggies in a backpack behind the driver's seat.
Well, in your narrative,
Objection, Your Honor, proper impeachment.
preliminary hearing, you
Sustained. It's improper impeachment. You have to rephrase your question.
okay, did you ever testify that they were in a brown bag, or write in your narrative that they were in a brown bag?
I stated they were in a bag.
And all the collected items were seized and documented in the evidence, right?
Yes.
And the evidence that you submitted, what all was found in that brown bag? Would you relate that to the court?
There was the two items in front of me, and then there was bags individually wrapped that contained a green leafy substance that had the odor, distinct odor of marijuana, and it was individually wrapped as well.
Was that all that was found?
There was these items and the white powdery substance as well. And there's also the oxy.
Now, all the evidence you guys collected, you said your body camera wasn't on when you found any of it.
No, because your elbow hit me on my body cam, deactivated my body cam. So when I initiated the stop, immediately my body cam turned on. When Mr. Beecham refused to come out of the car, I had to remove him from the car, and because he was not cooperative with me, I swung him around the car to put him against it to control him. His elbow, left elbow, went into my body cam button, deactivating my body cam.
Okay, and you said my car. Was that actually my car?
It was your girlfriend's car.
It was a girl's car.
Your girlfriend, she showed up on scene, told us that she was your girlfriend. You even told us on scene that it was your girlfriend.
Okay, just make sure it wasn't my actual car.
That's the next one.
I'll have an answer to the question. Let's move on.
And you say you lost sight of the passenger, and you didn't get these items analyzed for any fingerprints to prove that they were actually mine?
No.
So
I know normally how it works. If there's something in the car and you're the driver, that is yours. That's normally how it works. Because I know how this ends, I'm just getting more and more pissed off at the jury, like listening to this, because we just watched the body cam. And obviously the body cam didn't turn off at like a weird point. It turned off during the struggle when he got hit. So his story right now makes perfect sense. And Erica, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
A field test kit will prove what the drug is, and you said you field tested the pills here as well. What did they field test come back as?
I don't need to field test the pills. The pills had identifying or numbers on them. The oxycodone.
No, not those, the colorful ones that's in the exhibit.
Oh, these ones? The exhibit number 3?
Yes.
So those tested positive for fentanyl, but the lab came back as meth.
So the field test is not always accurate, right?
Not always, but these items did come back from FDLE.
Okay, exactly. And so that's why I don't think it's proper police work to mix the drugs. That's called co-mingling.
If you want to change our policies, you can come to the Plano City Police Department.
You'll just answer the question instead of giving a narrative.
It's our policy.
It's the policy to mix the drugs on the scene.
That's the answer, Your Honor.
Staying, move on.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you earlier this morning, in a few moments, the judge will give you the law that will apply to the evidence that you've heard. I also told you this wasn't a complex case. It's pretty simple. Things may have gotten a little confusing earlier. I'm going to attempt to try to clarify some of that for you real quick. But like I told you, I have to prove 3 things beyond a reasonable doubt, count 1. The first thing that I have to prove is that the defendant knowingly possessed the substance. Second thing I have to prove is that that substance was methamphetamine. And the third thing I have to prove is that methamphetamine weighed more than 14 grams. The real issue in this case is that first thing, whether the defendant possessed the substance. I don't think that there's any dispute that these items are methamphetamine and that it weighs 15 grams, more than 14. You heard that testimony from the FDLE analyst, Sam Catalani, and I don't think Mr. Beecham's even disputing that part. The question in this case is whether he knowingly possessed this item. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Count 2, I have to prove 2 things beyond a reasonable doubt: that the defendant knowingly possessed a substance, that's this substance here, and that the second item that I have to prove is that this substance was cocaine. Again, you heard that testimony from Sam Catalani. This is in fact cocaine, and I don't think Mr. Beecham's even disputing that. That's not the issue. The issue, like count 1, is whether Mr. Beecham possessed this substance. So I want to talk about that issue, because that's really what we're here for today. Is did Mr. Beecham possess these 2 items? You heard the testimony that these 2 items were found located in a backpack in the back seat within reach of Mr. Beecham being the driver. They were also located in, the reason I have it up on the screen, it may be easier, but I'm going to try to point here. So in states 1A, this item up here at the top, that is the methamphetamine in this case, and that is also the same item that is depicted in 1C. And this is how it was found. It's just a close-up view so you can better see how it was found. This container here on the left of the photograph, that is where the cocaine in this case was located. That was found in that same location as the methamphetamine. Now, there's some talk about commingling drugs, mixing it together, and where it was found and all that. This item, State's Exhibit 4. You heard the testimony. This was not tested by FDLE. So the officer testified that he did a field test, and field tested positive for cocaine. At the end of the day, maybe it's cocaine, maybe it's not. Mr. Beecham's not charged for this substance, for whatever it is. But this substance is important because it directly links Mr. Beecham to these items. And it directly links Mr. Beecham to these items that he is charged with. That's not it.
Rule the objection to start and make your argument.
It's a
Okay, I'm just gonna bring this out now. As somebody with that holds some common sense and some knowledge on the topic being discussed, if I heard the prosecutor say XYZ, and then the officer testified XYZ came back from the actual state lab as meth, I would take down on my notes, guy had meth, guilty. So that's already check 1 for guilty for this guy for me.
directly links Mr. Beecham to these items
because you heard the testimony, and you can see the powder. It's all the same powder. And the fact that it was actually mixed together is a good thing, because if it was different, you would see the difference. And if you compare the color, it's different than the other items. But this white powder came from this container that was located with these items that Mr. Beach was charged with, as well as the bag that was found in Mr. Beach's pocket. And that's important because, as you heard the testimony from Officer Zip, he had the same exact thing in his pocket that was located with these other items. Now, you heard some testimony about oxycodone, marijuana, fentanyl, things like that. You heard the testimony and saw I showed some exhibits to Officer Zip. There were some other items that were found along with these, but those items, again, were not sent to FTLE. They were not tested. So Mr. Beacham was not charged with those items. We talked a little bit Monday about some rules, and when I talked about objections, there's rules we have to follow. Typically, I'm not allowed to present items of evidence that Mr. Beacham was not charged with, the oxycodone in this case. So when I had Mr. Officer Zip on the stand and we were talking about what was found originally, he wasn't hiding anything. He wasn't hiding the fact that there were these pills found as well. I'm not allowed to present that to you. Mr. Beacham decided he wanted to talk about it, and at that point, now we can talk about it. And that's why I got back up on redirect and we were able to present it to him. I only bring that up because Mr. Officer Zip wasn't hiding anything. He wasn't being evasive. It's just the rules didn't allow me to do it until Mr. Beacham talked about it himself. I say that all to say is, again, Mr. Beacham's not charged with that. Don't take that into consideration. What he's here for today, simply these two items, methamphetamine and the cocaine. And the importance of this other exhibit is because it directly ties Mr. Beacham, not only because he's in direct physical control, the ability to reach around and control those items, but because he actually had some of those items on his person. Knowledge of an item, the judge will tell you that the state has to prove that the defendant knowingly possessed these items. And there's no way for me to prove the knowledge that's in his mind. It's impossible. You have to infer knowledge. And you infer knowledge based on the other circumstances in the case. In this particular case, you can infer that the defendant knowingly possessed the items in the back of the car because he had.
Overruled his argument. You'll get a chance to respond.
You can infer that he possessed the items in the back of the car because he had one of those items in his actual pocket.
Okay, and again, because maybe I'm just pulling a tones and overthinking it, but if I'm the jury and I'm sitting there, it was him and I believe his girlfriend, wife, whatever, lady friend. If she's going to have those things, she's going to have it in a purse. He's a man. He doesn't have a purse. If it doesn't fit in his wallet or pocket, he's going to have some sort of backpack. They found these things in a backpack. When they found those things in the backpack, they also found one pill in his pocket. Common sense tells you, yep, that backpack is his, therefore anything in that backpack also belongs to him. And if he's got drugs in his pocket that match the bag, even better.
I submit to you that this case is not complex. I have proven the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. In a moment, when the judge reads you those instructions, you'll see that. And I ask you to find the defendant guilty as charged. Thank you.
Why didn't they push the gun charge? I don't know where they found the gun. If the gun was, let's say, under the passenger seat, under the back seat, just randomly, they may have had a hard time proving that it was specifically his. But the drugs that were in the bag that matched the drugs in his pocket, they may have had a better shot at. If that makes sense.
Gentlemen, if you weren't able to hear me quite clear today, state wants you to believe that I possess the two drugs that were never on me. You heard from the officer, I wasn't charged. I mean, with those items wasn't on me. The one he alleged was on me, say it was in a bag. He wasn't able to show you the bag to show you that it actually was the same bag. And like we said, that we're in a day of technology. We're in a day and age of technology. There was a camera existing, somehow I miraculously cut it off. On top of cutting this camera off, the items were in, like y'all seen, a container, and he said a brown paper bag. It's easy to fingerprint those items. I was in the car with another occupant, and in a jointly occupied vehicle, you cannot infer.
Objection, Your Honor, misstatement of the law.
Well, I was in the car with another occupant as well as you heard the officer.
It's a backpack. Or he's saying it's a brown paper bag. The officer was asked if it was a brown paper bag. He said, no, it's a bag. You're not going to fingerprint a brown paper bag that's just chilling in the back seat. You're just not going to do it. Plus, if, it's a bag filled with drugs, so more than likely there's a bunch of hands going in and out, there's no point. And there's not really, let me bring myself up right here. Prosecuting people is a balancing act. What the evidence shows versus how much money it will take to get a conviction. If I think I have enough because the drugs that were in the bag match the drugs that were in your pocket, why would I get that checked for fingerprints when it will take time and money when it already matches what's in your pocket? Therefore, a person having common sense would go, yes, that's his. So it's a balancing act. I don't know why these criminals think, oh, well, why didn't they hire 14,000 experts in the field to come and testify? And it's like, because money. You have people not paying taxes, sovereign citizen type people, and they're always the people who are like, oh, well, why didn't you just spend tax dollars to prove me innocent? It's just like, it's not the case.
Say so. And he said he lost sight of the other occupant when he was taking me out of the car. And we somehow lost all the footage of any items being found, and no items were scientifically tested to prove my, knowledge of these items, to prove that I had any ability or ever even came in contact with the items.
We watched the body cam. You got out of the car and were actively resisting. And then the body cam shut off in the middle of the struggle, which fits what the officer said. If there's one officer there and he's actively fighting with one person, yes, he's allowed to lose track of the other person in the car who is still in the car. That's the last thing on your mind when you're fighting with somebody. I wonder if this person is just sitting there patiently in the car. As long as you're in the car, they don't care. Also, there's nothing showing when he found it. Yes, because you turned his body cam off. I wish I said this about the debate that happened, a day or two ago. We need to get some Twitter Elon Musk style fact checks for everything. So when this guy was to talk, somebody would stand up and be like, well, actually, this happened. That's why it wasn't on. Thank you. But unfortunately, we're never going to get that.
It went in a brown paper bag, something that can easily be tested for prints. And he also said, you saw the containers. And so I can't dispute the weight or any of that because I didn't even know those items existed. And that's what I was trying to prove to you guys today.
How can you say you didn't know the items existed when the pills from the bag match the pills in your pocket? Again, a nice Twitter fact check would just be like, the same pills were in the bag and in his pocket. It's now conspiracy, somebody slipped a pill in his pocket that happened to match what's in the bag. That's the worst conspiracy ever.
And the other items that supposedly ties me to the drugs allegedly found in my pocket, like we say, it wasn't video captured because I turned the camera off. That was a discrepancy of saying that he allegedly found something and put it with some other stuff to say that I had a bag or known of another bag, but I'm not even charged with it.
And I already
So I had a drug on me that connects to other drugs, but I'm not charged with that drug. I'm just charged with 2 of the other drugs out of the bag. If that makes sense. That's what the state is trying to get you to believe that.
or whatever was allegedly found, whether it was a drug or not, if that makes sense. So I'm not even getting the sense of how the state is trying to elaborate this, but I know that it was a way to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I had knowledge or was able to access dominion and control of something that was, like they're saying that was in my reach, but it was in the car with another passenger was in the car with me. And therefore, I'm asking you guys to find me innocent of this case because there was no prints or anything that connected me to those drugs. Thank you for your time.
So, talked a little bit Monday about possession, whether it can be joint. Yes, there was another person in this car. He'll have his day in court. Another jury will determine his fate. Just because there's two people doesn't mean multiple people didn't possess these controlled substances simultaneously. Mr. Beecham said there's no scientific testing done. Well, that's not true. You heard the testimony from Sam Catalani. That's scientific testing. He told you that scientific analysis told you that, or confirms that this is cocaine and this is methamphetamine.
Okay, so you guys are in chat talking about mice and rabbits. So I'll tell you what my dogs have done. My dogs, who are both 100 pounds, caught a baby bird and carried it in their mouth to the fence and let it go because apparently they didn't want to eat it. Fat Potato and Hudson being my giganticest, giganticest, I don't know. One of those words here. Him and Fat Potato got hold of a small squirrel that fell out of the tree and didn't do anything with it. They just kept sniffing it. They picked it up, carried it around, dropped it off, and it ran under the deck. You guys are raising straight killers at your house. My dogs don't do anything.
Same white powder, same packaging, both with the controlled substances and in Mr. Beecham's pocket. And that's the key to this case. Simple as that. This isn't a case where it's in a different packaging, it's in a different container, it's a different substance. It's the exact same thing. It's the same white powder and it's packaged the exact same way as the stuff that's in the back, in the backpack, in the back of the car. As far as the body camera goes, you heard testimony as to why there's no footage of this. Mr. Beecham's the one who was not cooperating, he was struggling with the officer, and Mr. Beecham's the one who accidentally turned Officer Ziff's body camera off during that struggle. It's as simple as that. It's not any big conspiracy that Mr. Beecham wants you to believe. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen, and I ask you to find the defendant guilty. Thank you.
A little while later.
Everyone can have a seat. The jurors can have a seat. It's my understanding that the jurors have reached the verdict. Is that correct? Who's the foreperson?
I am.
Mr. Cannell? Hand the verdict form.
CF 4175. We, the jury, find as the defendant, Josiah Marquis Beecham, as follows. Count 1, the defendant is not guilty. Count 2, the defendant is not guilty. Would say we all dated the 7th day of June 2024. Foreperson, Nicholas Cannell.
Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right. Have a seat.
Okay, so we'll zip it for a second, other screen. I'm busy. Let's see what this guy's going on right now. I think he's talking about, okay, Sheriff Joey East. Okay, he's just going over who, Tyrants Beware and somebody named Cliff Williams. They're going over the paperwork. They passed the paperwork stage. They've been going on for about as long as I have. And now they're basically looking up the sheriff for Lafayette County, Mississippi, who was charged by the governor to go pick up this guy from Ohio. Yeah, Mark, it's one of those things where I will show videos if I think cops mess up. If I think lawyers, which I'm working on a video now, do I believe the jury made a mistake? Yes, I watched the body cam video, heard the evidence. Yes, I believe the jury made a mistake. Another sure sign of authoritarian disorder. Oh, God. I don't want to say coming from the guy who supports broken system, broken trust, but like, it's like a normal person's opinion, really, really dumb people's opinion, and then like your opinion. Like, that's just what it is. Turns out juries can make mistakes. I'm pretty sure they said old boy was innocent when he like killed a bunch of people. OJ, that's what I'm looking for. OJ. They make mistakes, especially if they don't want to sentence a guy or find a guy guilty that's going to send him to jail forever. Okay, it just kills me that like maybe they're not as like, I don't want to say they're not as up to date on their sovereign citizen bullshit, but like the moment somebody's parrots anything sovereign citizen adjacent, I automatically think, oh, this guy's an idiot. So you see a video. This is your logic, Bad Apple Media. This is your logic here. We just watched a video that said a guy was guilty. Check the boxes, he was guilty. We heard the officer testify to what happened. We heard the evidence of the situation. Apparently there was a drug analyzing expert that testified that the prosecutor was referring to, saying, yes, what this guy's saying is absolutely bullshit regarding the tests we ran. But somehow I'm the one who's being wrong because I told the jury that they were wrong. Let's be honest. Most people that are on a jury, hey, I don't think Florida is exactly lax in their laws, but okay. There's no straw man argument about you supporting Josh. Let's say you support a conspiracy theory. Like, let's say you support flat earthers. Right off the bat, I'm going to assume your IQ isn't exactly the highest. That's what you did with Josh. And now you're saying things that are factually incorrect. So you're just taking yourself down. Come on, camera. There we go. But yeah, I think we can all agree most juries don't want to do it, like in general. So they're trying to, I think somebody said it at the beginning, they're trying to be in and out as fast as they can. If they have any doubts, if they have anything that they can't really address with the evidence provided, and they're the only one thinking it, they're not going to say anything. They're just going to say, yeah, okay, yeah, you guys do your thing, we'll get home. Like that's what most do. Like the expert on the drug analysis testified, said that the guy was wrong. The officer said, yeah, this bag and the exact same bag were in different spots. One was in the backpack or back seat. One was in the guy's pocket. Normally that means it's your shit. Oh, God. All right. Bad Apple Media, I have yet to see you come out with a video saying anything about Josh. I could tell you what makes him tick. You can look at his criminal history and see what makes him tick. You can look at any of his videos and see what makes him tick. You gave him a ride and then tried to defend him in a live stream. Like, that's more than just, I just want to see how he ticks. Let's see here. I was wanting to see if Chris went up on stream or not. No, he's not going to go up on stream. He knows better. Let's see here. Let's see who is in chat. I know What's His Nuts was in chat real early. Poor Dirt Farm. Ah, the Angry Vet. Who is he trying to yell at? The Angry Vet is currently in there typing in all caps. I'm very heartless when it comes to dumb criminals that keep doing dumb things because they want attention. You defend underdogs? I'm sorry. I'm unwilling to defend terrorists. I'm sorry. Oh, God. I'll give it one more shot to see what is going on in the Angry Vet's life. And then we might get out of here, and I'll start my hour-long video that I have planned for tonight. Weapons, if they're not sovereign citizens, if they're body cam videos, I'm writing them down. I'm keeping them there. I'm starting to send myself some because I want to get people, or I want to get the other body cam channel going again, but I just don't have time. I know you are heartless to people who you think commit crimes. That's what yes, I treat criminals bad because they're criminals. What? What kind of logic is that? If a guy beats a woman, I'm automatically going to look down on him because he put hands on a woman. That doesn't make me anything but a normal person. If a guy threatens children and threatens to assault you, yes, I'm going to look down on that person. If you stalk your own sister because she had the nerve to take care of your kids when he couldn't, yes, I'm going to look down on you. If people were actively trying to help you get a job, get mental help nonsense, and you refused, yes, I'm going to look down on them. Yes. Psychology, you mean meth? You know what they say, meth is a hell of a drug. He abandoned his family because he has issues from his past. His issue is currently he tries to do things for his YouTube channel to get views. That's what's hurting him the most. Not taking responsibility for his actions, that's what's hurting him the most. I'm pretty sure he's still walking around White Lake, the mean streets of White Lake, Michigan, with a warrant because he doesn't want to take care of it because he saw Chili go to jail for 3 months for the same thing. But I'm the bad guy because I rely on factual information, not my feelings. I don't have time because I'm too busy creating babies. I'm retired. I'm a reformed baby maker. Yeah, Erica has literally been there since the beginning for him. Hey, Bad Apple Media, let's see something real quick. Let's see the last time Josh posted something on YouTube. Let's see here. Broken system, broken trust. He posted something 38 minutes ago. He was on Hand Banana's stream 2 days ago. You know what? We'll keep going because I'm pretty sure he posted a lot more than 38 minutes ago. Let's see here. He did another live stream 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 9 days ago, 10 days ago, 11 days ago. I'm pretty sure he posts shorts damn near every day. Again, Bad Apple Media. I rely on these things called facts and logic. You're relying on things that shouldn't matter, which are just bullshit feelings. Facts and logic, feelings. Like you just made a claim. I shot down your claim from a video within the hour. And yet instead of saying, sorry, Kfar, I'll do better. Here you are. Oh yeah, Southern Comfort. Yeah, I think it was Bama Mike said it in the comments. He was facing so much that it scared him. He went SovCit straight. Oh God. I'm just waiting to see his response to this. Like, it seems like he's trying to. It seems like he has a victim mentality where I use factual information to debunk what he says, and in response, the conspiracy has to start to, oh, you suffer from this, 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 and this because you proved me wrong. It's just like, come on. And now that because I debunked him in front of 105 people, now he's saying that I was abused as a child. Because I think woman beaters are bad, that means I was abused. Because I think people who abandon their children to get this many shekels from YouTube are bad. That means my parents aren't in my life. Yes, debunked you. You just made a claim. Oh, he doesn't post on YouTube. And then I just literally pulled his channel up. He posts almost daily. Erica, honestly, I think I know why he's trying to meet me. I can't say it on YouTube. What am I drinking? I am drinking peach tea mixed with Wild Turkey American honey whiskey because reasons. Yes, BSBT chose to go frauditing instead of going to his custody hearing. Okay, if you think woman beaters are bad and you believe that people who abandon their kids are bad, what are we even arguing about? That's all I have. That's all I have. I think people that do meth to get kicked out of the military are also bad. I think people who threaten children by the hundreds are bad. I can probably say that there are probably 2 shots out of my whiskey bottle, and I've had it for a week. And it's because out of this bottle, there's like this much whiskey in it. So, yeah. And with that being said, I don't think I've drank in 3 months. So, good luck with that. Yeah, if the jury didn't see the body cam, that's got to be the only thing. And I kind of think it's funny that when sovereign citizens really get put into a God, now every time I say pickle, I think of Chris and Tiffany. He realized that he was screwed and in a pickle, and abandoned the whole SovCit thing in general. Some people are so dumb that they pick it up when they're in a pickle, like old boy out of Wisconsin, Daryl Brooks. Me and my parents have a great relationship. I feel like it was completely normal. I don't see how that has anything to do with what we were talking about, but okay. Yeah, he really is. He has nothing to try to like get me on. So he's just talking nonsense. Apparently, Angry Vet couldn't get mental health help while he was recording at the VA. Shocked. So, again, we're back to square one. You've come full circle in your argument. I don't like woman beaters. I don't like people who abandon their kids, and I think criminals are bad. Therefore, I have Stockholm syndrome. I think it's kind of funny sometimes when people like this who are kind of like on that side of the aisle come here and they try to they start an argument knowing it's in bad faith. It's just crazy to me. But yeah, so he couldn't get mental health help while recording at the VA. Not shocked. His speedy trial rights were violated. If you guys could, yes, he's deflecting and projecting 1,000%. Use this clip as a short? What are you talking about? Why do you think I have it in this format and don't have a video up? I can drop this right into the editor after this and make a short. Yeah, it sounds like he's bringing up everything bad that happened to him in his childhood. His mental gymnastics are astounding. Let's see here. The angry vet came into one of my comments just talking nonsense the other day. And I just don't understand. Mathematically speaking, he has 35,000 subscribers. He put out a video yesterday that got 347 views. 3 days ago, 498 views. His last live stream from 6 days ago got 10,000 views. And then the one before that got 1,200. Oh, that's why. Is this the video I think it is? Please be the Carolina Fort Worth video. Is it the Carolina Fort Worth video? It is. That's why he got views on it. This is how disingenuous the frauditing community is. They are willing to be intellectually dishonest if it gets them some views. He titled it, "An attempted deletion of an auditor's life was just made." For Carolina Fort Worth resisting arrest and getting put on the cement. Guided, escorted, if you will, to the ground. It's evident to people whose opinions don't matter, I guess, Bad Apple Media. Again, we're going to take it from the top. Criminals are bad. Woman beaters are bad. People who abandon their children to get YouTube famous and failing are bad. And because I said those things, I am now mentally ill. Where's the logic? Where is the logic? Oh, God. I love this. This is terrific. They were really coming out of the woodwork the other day, weren't they? I kind of made a comment that frauditors were coming out of the woodwork to try to get their chunk of Carolina Fort Worth's arrest. And sure shit, even the angry vet did it. You saw Broken System, Broken Trust come out there and say, oh, she was put in a coma. She was in the ICU. They tried to unalive her. And then you watch the video, find out that she went to the hospital, and then they immediately took her to jail. Super disingenuous. His title, oh, they attempted to unalive an auditor tonight. Come on now. People who exploit others for profit are bad in general. Calling out criminals is a net positive for society, so I don't see where that's makes me bad. So, again, if you're going to come here and be knowingly inaccurate, like, do better. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to make themselves relevant, and it's just like, no one cares. I'm going to break it down for you guys exactly. No coma, no ICU, no attempted deletion, all lies. Exactly. Authoritarians are commonly uneducated, so by definition, you're an authoritarian because you seem pretty fucking uneducated. I can look at my degree right here on the wall. Right here. Oh, God. All right. I'm probably about to hop off here because I'm fucking... it's a video. How stupid am I? At least I can type a sentence correctly, but okay. I could bring weapons up to talk about authoritarian's definition and educated things, but I just don't want Bad Apple Media to feel bad. Let's see here. No, what was I going to say? Oh, the video I'm working on. You think a degree makes you smart, only says you can repeat what you're told. I don't know if you're aware of this. Learning is normally being able to remember what you've been told, whether it's somebody telling you in person or if you're reading a book, watching a video. Unless you yourself created whatever you're reading about, it's you remembering what you were told. I know I'm doing a video tonight. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. It's like an hour and 8 minutes. It's a sovereign citizen gets arrested. And then a little bit backstage wise while they were like booking him. I think I did it before. And Bad Apple Media, I have a degree in criminal justice. I am 1 credit shy of a degree in Homeland Security and less than a semester away from a degree in history. So there's that for you. It's about continued education, Bad Apple Media. You have to constantly be thirsty for knowledge, constantly be learning new things. But yeah, I'm going to do that video. It's a sovereign citizen. It is what it is. A degree in authoritarianism. No, it's a degree in laws. It's pretty dope. He doesn't understand the need for or the work needed for a degree, therefore not smart. Like do I know people that did not go to college that are far smarter than me? Yes. My best friend got a degree, or what is his degree in? He's got a master's degree in computer engineering. Much smarter than me. We did the same job in the military. I think he got like 19 points higher than me on his ASVAB or something like that. But, I mean, he got like a 99, so, like, what are you going to do? Java Man, I don't think it's that he doesn't have a thirst for knowledge. I think it's that he has a thirst for his own brand of knowledge. Like, you know how people like us have facts on our side, and then people like him have his facts? I think he's working with his facts and his knowledge. No, I do not want to be. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Do you want to know why I don't want to be Dr. Kfar? My last name, you guys already know what my last name is. There's already a Dr. one of those. And if you Google us, it goes like this with who comes up. Okay, Bad Apple Media, by definition, you are lying again. So it's not cute anymore. But yeah, I'm done here. Everybody have a good day. We'll see what I do tomorrow. I don't know yet. Let's see. Depends if Gideon wants to sleep tonight. He has this thing where he decides he doesn't want to sleep between the hours of like 2 and 9, which are prime KFAR sleeping hours. But yes, everybody have a good rest of your day. Have a safe weekend. Don't be a frauditor. Don't be a